All right, everybody, welcome to Strictly Hoops. CJ Miles, Amit Mann here. So,
Here.
Lakers, Nuggets. Actually, overall, we got ourselves a replay of the bubble conference finals. Isn't
The
that
bubble
fun?
wasn't real, man.
That's what they all say,
The bubble
but it
wasn't real.
happened.
I don't know what you're talking about. Didn't
I
happen.
mean, the Lakers seem very different from that team. KCP is actually now on the Laker or the Nuggets, so that's
Facts. Yeah.
interesting twist. But
Yeah.
I mean, for starters, like the season series was 2-2, and right off the bat, it feels like, I mean, the Jokic Davis matchup is going to be huge, but you could
100%.
also see in some capacity that they're just going to cancel each other out with their production. Like that's what at least I think the Lakers are hoping for.
I hope so. Yeah. That's what I was about to say. I hope so. I hope that's what
Yeah.
happens, right? I hope but like you said, that matchup's the matchup, right? They both got their hands full with each other. They're different players. They both
Mm-hmm.
they both got different weapons.
Yep.
Jokic has a lot more usage though.
Outside of that, though, I feel like the Lakers are going to need to get in transition. They're going to have to be able to score the ball in
Uh-huh.
different ways because I don't know if this gets into a mano, your offense versus my offense, that the Lakers can necessarily keep up, right?
I don't
So they
I don't
need to force turnovers, and that also means Denver has to take care of the ball at the same time.
Yeah, I believe I'm with you on the offense thing. I don't think the
Yeah.
Lakers can. That firepower is different. They can have their nights. The Lakers have their nights. Don't get me wrong. They get it going, but I don't think there's enough for a series for those guys to beat that offense. When that offense is clicking and everybody's got it going, especially with the different type of additions that KCP and Brown bring to that table too, I think that changes a lot of things. So they got to attack Jokic, like right off the bat. Like we gotta any way we can attack him. With Austin Reeves in pick and roll, with Bron in the pick and roll, whatever you can do. Even if it's
Yeah.
Schroeder running at him, you gotta attack him. Even if it's not foul trouble, just make him work as much as you can because he's a load offensively, and you can't let AD
Mm-hmm.
just have to deal with him only playing offense all night.
Exactly.
That can't be the case. Like either we get him in foul trouble or we get him tired. We wear him down. It got to be one or the other.
And you mentioned some of those names. We got KCP, or we got Reeves, Schroeder, Russell, Walker. I think the series might come down to those guys on both sides of the ball. You know?
Shout out to D'Angelo Russell too. I didn't mean to leave him out. He's had some
Yeah.
big
Yeah.
games for them in this playoffs. So you hope that that they're able to match. One of them is able to match Jamal Murray every night, right? Like in case
Mhm.
because Murray's been a little up and down, but I feel like the bigger the stage, the bigger and better players they elevate, they level
They
up, and you
do.
start to see the biggest games bring out the biggest games. So
Yeah.
we'll see how that goes. He's known to be able to have big nights like on big game days and do certain things for that team. So hopefully that Reeves and the other backcourt members of the Lakers can match him
Yeah.
and not get outplayed by KCP and Brown, like as far as like how hard they play. Because
Sure.
their imprint is on the game too. You can tell when KCP and Brown kind of wear people down. You can see it. They
Definitely.
just their speed and tempo is just different from the other team.
Hmm. And with Jokic, I would imagine that similar to what the Suns are trying to do is that you want to limit his passing ability. I mean, that's easier
Mm-hmm.
said than done, but this seems like a matchup where, I mean, last round, there were a few games where they were going so heavy with isolation with Jokic because Devin Booker was just scoring the ball so ridiculously for a few games.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, it kind of dropped off, but you had to just go isolation with Jokic just to make sure you weren't turning the ball over. And also you're just able to
Yeah.
go like shot for shot with them. But with this, you don't have to worry about that as much. So those guys that I mentioned, the backcourt players on the Lakers, their screen navigation is going to be pivotal, right? Their
100%.
ability to ensure that, those cutters, the slips towards the basket from KCP, from Brown, from Gordon are being contested. And that's no easy task. That's really tough.
Yeah, like we talked about, I'd rather have Jokic have 44 than have 39 and 9. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Or
Yeah,
12 or triple
exactly.
doubles and double digit assists because those assists are going for threes and layups, which get the other guys going. I think maybe we see a Tristan Thompson citing more minutes in this series for
Yeah.
having defenders that could guard him without needing so much help. Because I think
Mhm.
AD can guard him without us sending a lot of help. I
Yeah.
think Tristan Thompson can make him work enough without us sending a lot of help, which helps us in that regard of staying close to shooters and being aware of cuts and stopping offensive rebounds and things like
Mhm.
that. So maybe that's something we see, but you got to make him just be the one to beat you by himself. Not saying he can't do it, but that's your best bet.
Yeah. Yeah. Low key, that probably was the reason that Tristan Thompson was brought on because he has guarded Jokic pretty well. He's got that body type to be
Yeah,
able to contain and contest him
and he's got good
better
feet.
than some other players. Yeah, and he can
Yeah,
push him out a little bit. So there's a
yeah.
bit of a strength there with Tristan, and he's got good feet as you said. That actually is like
And
low
he
key.
rebounds his tail off. He's gonna offensive rebound. He's gonna defensive rebound. He blocks some shots. Like he doesn't need the ball either.
Yeah.
So like he's somebody that gives you a lot and he screens, bro. You know what I mean? Like he does the dirty work stuff. So we'll see. Like, is this a Tristan Thompson revival right here?
Are we seeing it? Is this
Are
it?
we seeing? Are we
The man's
calling it?
not dead.
Are we
Is it
calling
happening
it?
right now?
Yeah, is it happening? You got to know when it's your time. Tristan, it's your time.
This
Again,
is it, bro.
this is
Yes,
it, bro. You wanna, man, that would be crazy. Not
that would
crazy,
be.
like it couldn't happen, but just like to see it happen would be wild.
Uh-huh. And there are other role players that could be getting their shine here. I think Jeff Green could be a bigger part of this series because of LeBron. I think Rui as well
Yeah,
to
yeah,
ensure that you're able to size up
yeah.
with the Denver
That's a good
Nuggets. Like
call.
he could be
That's
a
a good
bigger
call.
part of this series. And I also
Shout
think
out
that
to Jeff
LeBron is
Green.
going to have to score, man, in this series. He's going to
Yeah,
have to score. No
and that's the
more
thing.
taking your time.
And that's the other thing, though. They got more bodies to throw at LeBron than
Yep.
Denver does for Jokic. Like we named two. They can throw a little bit of KCP, a little bit of Eric Gordon, a little bit of Jeff Green. They can throw a little bit of Bruce Brown. They got a bunch of
Mm-hmm.
guys that they can rotate around. That's gonna make him have to change the way he gets it done with each guy. So like he's
Yeah.
gonna have to try to go in the post. Obviously, he's gonna go in the post with Bruce Brown and KCP. Some we'll send different helps and different looks off that. We don't want him in the post. We send Aaron Gordon and Jeff Green at him, put him out in pick and rolls and stuff more, which is probably
Mm-hmm.
where it's going to start so he can attack Jokic. Then when he wants to run the pick and rolls or he wants to attack Jokic, we put the smaller guys on him and we deal with them playing in the post.
Yeah.
Because it's a similar thing to him. Like, would you rather him have to score 40 and have to do it, play hard the whole game, or him have a triple double, 25, 10, and 9? Would you rather
Yeah.
that? And I think it's the same type of thing.
Does Father Time finally catch up with LeBron here? We're doing a lot of like, is this it?
Is this
Find
the
out next time.
dun, 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 dun.
Da, 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 da.
I don't know. I don't know what to call it. I think it might be him making sure that he stays ahead of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like obviously, like he's definitely not. I don't want to say not the same. It's not the same game. He doesn't play the
Mhm.
same game anymore, and I don't think we ever expected it to be that way. I think we also get bored with greatness as fans of the game. So like you start looking for, oh, that reverse, he used to get higher on that. Like you start looking for that and
Yeah.
not thinking about the fact that like he's still averaging, what is he averaging in the playoffs? I had it written down. I forgot what it was, but it's still the crazy
Yeah.
number throughout the season. He still averages 28, 8-8 during the season, still comes in the playoffs and has these big games, still chasing
Mm.
people down and blocking shots. So like,
Yeah.
even if it is catching up to him, he still got plenty of in his tank when you watch him play.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like he's still above average athleticism. He's still all these things. He's still really, really damn good.
Mm-hmm. He's damn good, and the chess match is what you love about this. And as the series goes
And
deeper,
he's really good at that also.
yeah, and that's
That's the
what you
other
fear
thing.
about him. And I mentioned
Because
this to you with the Warriors and Lakers is that as the series gets deeper, you just start fearing that okay, he's slowly figuring this out, and on those off days are valuable days. In some ways, they're almost more valuable than the actual
yeah.
game day because you're just executing. On the off days, you're studying, you're researching, then you're putting your game plan together, and you fear that with LeBron James. Jamal Murray, we mentioned him earlier. He has some success, posting up Landry Shamet, some of the other backcourt players on the Suns. And this was going to be another series where he probably will be asked to do that. And there's no reason why he shouldn't be able to score on a Russell, a Schroeder, an Austin Reeves. Those guys are going to have their work cut out for them because they need to also score in the pick and roll as well, as you mentioned with Jokic.
For sure. Schroeder's definitely getting posted up. Like he's definitely going to
that's
post
happening.
on him.
That's
He's going to try. Schroeder's a great defender, but he's definitely going to. That's the advantage he has with Schroeder defending him.
Mm-hmm.
Like in pick and rolls and all the other thing, I think Schroeder has a really good shot at it. He navigates screens well, long arms, quick hands. He's really smart with that. In the post, he can try to use his size. Now, D'Angelo's bigger than we think. Like D'Angelo's bigger and taller than I think people think, but we know he's not the primary defender for that situation. Like
No, he's not the person that you
he's not
want
the person
there.
that we're
No,
not gonna put
no.
in there. So if he gets a chance,
Yeah.
he's gonna put D'Lo in pick and rolls and put him in different things like that. Austin Reeves, I think, will get a little bit of everything. He's just gonna try to figure it out. He's gonna challenge him.
Mm-hmm.
I think Austin Reeves competes on the other side, but he's still not he's not a defensive stopper. He's solid and he competes, but we're getting to the high level guys that are gonna try to
Yeah.
put and they're gonna run a play 8 times in a row until you stop it. Like there's no okay, that worked, but let's do something different. Like, no, every possession matters. So if we score on that play, we're gonna run it again. If we get a
Yeah.
great shot on that play, we're gonna run it again. Like,
Exactly.
and we're gonna test you.
It's gonna be a fun series. Shout out Austin Reeves. His story
Yeah,
this season,
yeah.
awesome.
I'm glad he
Awesome
got
stuff.
the got going again too, though. Excuse me, I stutter there. But I'm glad he got going again last series because you could see it kind of him trying to figure it out. You know, his first playoff run, first
Yeah.
experience with this. Being with LeBron ain't easy with all the everything that comes with that, and then getting the Warriors and
Mm-hmm.
like he figured it out though. He had a big game, especially in that closeout game, and I think he's super talented. Like I had no idea he was
Yeah.
as talented as he was. I knew he could shoot it. I knew he moved well, but I didn't know he handled it as well. I didn't know his playmaking was as good as it was. He finishes better than you think, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, he competes defensively. He's just still growing on that end.
Definitely. Closing thoughts. Anything else on this series? I'm really excited for it. I love that the NBA has every game starting at 8:30. That just makes sense.
Yeah,
It just makes
it's
sense.
easy.
Like
Yeah,
have every single game start at the same time.
yeah,
Satisfy all the time zones. Anyway.
yeah. Nah, just it's gonna be a good series. Like I don't really have any. I think we're gonna see some special things from Jokic and LeBron. Like you said, big games bring out big games. And then I think we're gonna see somebody, whether it be a Austin Reeves or it be a Jeff Green or somebody different is gonna get a big time shine in these series because that's what it's
Yeah.
gonna take for one of these teams to win. Maybe there's another Lonnie Walker blow up,
It
whatever it
could
is.
be.
Like it's gonna be
It
that
could
type
be.
of situation though. There's gonna be a player that has to do something like that besides the main guys
Yeah.
because these teams are that good.
And it feels like it's going to be Lakers players because you want to make the Lakers hit
Mm-hmm.
threes, right? And you can see the Nuggets is saying we're going to close off the paint, we're going to make things tough on AD and LeBron, and we're going to make a Schroeder and all these guys hit contested threes, and we'll live and die with that. And some days they're going to die, but they're banking on being able to do it enough times to win 4 games
Yeah,
and ultimately go to the NBA Finals. That'd be wild.
yeah,
I wanted to see this for a long time. The Denver Nuggets get to this point. I
yeah,
love the addition of Aaron
yeah,
Gordon. I love this
yeah,
team so much. It just makes sense.
yeah.
Everything that they got going, they can beat you in different ways. They have players coming off the bench that can be really useful in a lot of different matchups. I hope. I guess I am rooting for the Denver Nuggets.
Yeah, it's because
Sorry.
they've been the Bucks of the West, right? Like the Bucks for
Yeah.
so long were super good. Everybody saw it, but you didn't look at them as a championship team.
No,
Like no matter
we
how
didn't.
good the regular seasons were, how those guys drew Chris Middleton and Giannis were playing, you still it was like it didn't give the allure of that team's winning the championship until they did it, obviously.
Yeah.
And then like
Exactly.
now it changed everything the way you looked at that organization, right? And I think that's where Denver's at right now. They just like we see you, we understand you're really, really good, but we can't give you the credit that you deserve until because like I said, we get bored with greatness. So like having good regular
Mm.
seasons at some point is all right. That's cool. I
And
already
now,
accounted you for that. Like